Okay, let's try with the basis. The first question that I have is whether do you guys hear any music playing on the background? Let me put those on. So you guys can't hear any music. Oh. That's interesting. So if I press a button now, let me know if you can hear that. No sound? Did anything happen? Nope. Okay, so no sound on Twitch. And there is a beat on the stream, okay. On YouTube. Okay, what if... give me a second. Let's try increasing the volume. Okay, did that change anything? Did you guys start hearing the music a little better? Okay, it seems like the music is working only on YouTube and not working on Twitch. That is quite confusing, if I'm being honest. This whole multi-streaming thing is way too confusing. First of all, yes, you can see only the Twitch chat gets synchronized on the screen, despite me doing everything that was required to make the YouTube chat work as well. And it's already the third stream, so it's not only the timing that is off. That's a tad bit confusing, and now apparently Twitch doesn't have music. Well, I guess you win some, you lose some. You get your chat shown on the screen, but you don't have music, so... it's fine, we'll open one tab on Twitch and one on YouTube. Yeah, well, you'll have double my voice. I mean, that's a win, of course, but anyways. Yeah, I'm trying to do the homework in between the streams, where I try to fix all the things I wrote down, or to implement all the things I wrote down in the previous stream. And the core one is getting the chat to work, but yeah, it doesn't seem to be working so far. And the worst part is I can test it only during the stream, so it either works and we're Gucci, or it doesn't work and we have to struggle the entire stream and hope that the next one will get it fixed. All right, let's try. Is the music okay? Isn't it too loud? By the way, Stanislava, welcome to the stream, Stasik. How much I owe you? Well, you don't owe me anything, but if you're talking about the bet we made, I survived the whole 10 days, so it's up to you. I can hear, but it's quite quiet. Zuzella, which one do you think will win, Greg or Pogo? Well, I'm quite confident that in the current setup, Greg will win. And there is... Sometimes I see my camera glitching out. I hope that's not an issue. And regarding the troubleshoot stream, no, I don't think we're gonna do that, because it sounds quite boring, frankly. I do super chat on next vid for $30, so get it out. Thanks, appreciate that. Next stream actually might be a gaming stream as well, we'll see. I'm sure that the schedule will be like this, so Monday will be the developer stream, Friday will be the gaming stream, and Wednesday will be, I guess, something in between, like sometimes maybe it will be development, sometimes it will be gaming. Good job. So, will we start it now? Well, depends what you mean. The stream, yeah, we're starting it now. The idea of today's stream is quite simple. We will continue with the project that we have, and to answer Hurricane, that's also the next video. That's basically what we're working on now. And where we stopped previous time, it was we implemented the AI part for this simulation, so which was allowing Greg and Pogo to fight each other and actually start learning. However, since that was a proof of concept, yeah, we didn't implement all the mechanics, like various skills. All they can do is basically move, shoot, and most importantly, they can dodge the bullets. What that gives us is basically AI that not only pushes forward and starts shooting like we see in AI Wars, for example, but that actually gives us AI that knows about the bullet trajectory and tries dodging them, which gets us pretty dynamic fights. And we actually saw them both during the previous dev stream and also during the Minecraft stream, because I had them somewhere here in the corner train and we could see the results. However, the issue was, it was a proof of concept. So first of all, they didn't have any skills, like special abilities, I mean. And second of all, I just made Greg twice as strong compared to Pogo. So as you can see, Greg has 200 health points and a damage of like 50. Well, if we go to Pogo, it's not like he has some other stats better, it's just he's twice as weak. He has 100 health points compared to 200. And he has 25 damage compared to 50, I believe, right? Yeah, so he's just twice as weak as Greg, which means they weren't balanced at all. So basically, yeah, Greg was winning every single time. But we will fix that on this stream. Basically, the goal of this stream, we will add the skills. I have an idea of what skills I want, and you guys will choose who gets them. And then we will basically implement that and set them to train. And if we manage to do that in like 1 or 2 hours, and you guys will be willing to that, we can play some Minecraft or play some games afterwards for about an hour. We'll see how that goes. So let's go through the chat. Not twice, but 8 times. Well, yeah, technically it's like 4 times the strength indeed. Zuzella, you make your videos with Unity. Maybe you could make a video about your journey from the start until now. Yes, I do make my games using Unity. Regarding the journey part, I'm not really sure whether that would be a good video or not, because I don't really have the content footage from way ago, like from the very first project. The old school subscribers will know that there have been like several projects that have been abandoned, and one of the first ones was like a penguin tower defense game, and that was 4 years ago or something like this, which got cancelled. So I don't really have the footage for most of the stuff. It will be basically me telling a story over some image changing, I guess, and I'm not sure if that's too interesting. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. I mean, until now. So will you start it now? I mean, the project. Yeah, well, the project is started. I'm gonna continue it now. We will be working on it. All right, I will pay when it comes out of next stream, whether it comes first, I mean, or next stream. Yeah, sure, I mean, whenever you feel comfortable doing that. No pressure. All right, also, I don't really like doing that, but I want to remind you to follow on Twitch as well. The reason being, I can't have anything like polls or stickers or anything fun on the Twitch channel until we reach 50 followers. It should be right underneath me. We're at 32 currently. It says 100 the goal. I didn't know initially that you need 50 for the affiliate, so I just set a random goal. But if we can get this to 50, then I think next week we already should be able to have like stickers and yeah, different stuff. Points, gambling, and e-purchases. I have no clue what you're saying, but yes. Wait, so isn't the battle unfair since Greg... It is. It's hella unfair. It is extremely unfair for Pogo. There is absolutely no reason to do that unless you want Pogo to actually suffer, which he actually did. So, yes, it is unfair. We're gonna change that today, though. Wait, does your Pogo Warrior have the ability to shield bash? You mean in the AI War simulation? No, it doesn't. All it can do with the shield is block the damage in front, and it can block any kind of damage in front, even from tanks, so even a tank projectile. Alright, I think we can start. Basically, here is the idea for the skills that I have. I want one of them to be able to shoot 3 bullets in a row, like a burst skill, which will basically mean he needs to be way more accurate, but has a probability of dealing maybe killing damage with... Hey James, welcome to the stream and thanks for the follow. Yeah, what I was just saying, we can basically have 3 bullets shoot in a row, and that will be a ton of damage, but you have to actually aim them, because if you dodge one of those bullets, you dodge all of them, so you just wasted your spell. And the other one would be to shoot 3 bullets in a spread, like a shotgun shell or something like this, which basically will mean you don't get that much damage at the same time, but at least you don't have to aim that much, because it would be much more difficult to dodge the 3 bullets. So those are the skills I'm thinking we should implement today. The question is, who gets what? Who gets the skill for shotgun and who gets the skill for burst fire? Currently, Pogo has a shorter, but with lower cost dodge. So basically, I can show you that. You will notice that Greg is basically dodging longer distances at once. However, he can't dodge as fast as Pogo, and he needs to wait way more time before being able to dodge. So check this out. So you can see that while Greg is being able to dodge once, Pogo actually can do that twice, and it costs Pogo only 25 stamina to dodge, which means he can do like 4 or 5 without running out of stamina, while Greg can do only 2 of them before running out of stamina. So that kind of means that Greg has it easier to dodge the spread bullets, and Pogo would have it easier to dodge the burst fire. So that's what I'm thinking, but let's see what you guys think. Who should get the point blank shotgun spell, and who should get the burst fire? Also, Vimos, thanks for following and welcome to the stream. So what's the goal of the situation if we know who will win, or will you change it to be fair? Yes, I'm gonna change it to be fair. I set the values arbitrary just to test some systems, because one of the systems is to have randomized stats, so I wanted to make sure it works. That's why I gave them different stats. I didn't try to optimize them yet, but I will. We will do that now. So it seems like we're gonna give Greg the burst, and Pogo will receive the shotgun skill. Okay, sounds good. I think I'm gonna create actually separate classes for this, or do we need that? Let's see. Bunboy, welcome to the stream. Thanks for the follow. By the way, do you guys get, I assume Twitch won't, but do you guys on YouTube get the follower sound effects as well? Yeah? Okay, that's good. Which team are you on personally, Zelo? Well, that's a difficult question, you know, like a parent can't have a favorite child, so definitely Pogo. Yeah, I think we're Team Pogo. He's the underdog. Greg is the one bullying him, so we should root for the underdog. Hey, Bunboy, welcome. Okay, let's see. So we'll start with the burst fire mode for Greg, because I think that's the simplest one. It should be easy based on the architecture that I've created. So So if we go to the Greg controller, basically the guy has a secondary attack that is being called whenever I press button 2 or the AI decides to do that. So here, we should compare that to the regular attack, which should be in the soldier controller here, basically, yeah. So the primary attack, what it does, it just fires the bullet, and that's basically it. It resets the cooldown, it adds a reward, and then it fires an event to let the visual or any other system know that a bullet was fired. What we need to do here is we will need to use a coroutine. We'll do private enumerator. That's basically a coroutine. We'll call it fire. I don't know. Let's say fire 3 bullets. We'll call it like this. There will be a bullet time delay, for example. And what we have to do here is basically shoot the bullet with a delay in between. So we shoot the first bullet, then we'll do yield return wait for seconds, which basically means wait for that many real-time seconds. However, you also have wait for seconds real time. The difference is the one I'm using will actually scale with the in-game speed. So if I set the time scale to 2, which you usually would do when you're training, that will actually adapt instead of being always 3 seconds in the real life. So we'll do that. Then we basically repeat this process. And we're done. Now, of course, we're missing some of the values, and the main values that we're missing is the bullet spawn point and the gym. Luckily, we have those values in our parent class, so the only thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set this value to public now, so we can actually access it. In theory, I could make it a protected value. What that would do is I will be able to use it from classes like this one, which directly extends my soldier class. However, I wouldn't be able to use them from any other class. So it's something in between public and private. But for the sake of this tutorial / stream, we're just gonna implement it. I love watching your videos. Thanks. That's very nice to hear. I'm glad you enjoyed them. Soon there should be a new one, and we're actually working on it right now. Zell, your videos popped up a few days ago, and I love your videos. You're underrated. Thanks, man. Thanks, appreciate that. I've been watching before he hit 1K subs, so you're the OG. You're an OG on the channel. Could you create a tutorial on how to make deep reinforcement learning AI? Bro, here is the thing. I'm really shy when it comes to explaining stuff and when it comes to specifically making videos about me explaining stuff. I did try that twice on my channel, and it's not terrible, but it's not the level at which I would like to make it. So as a compromise, what I've decided is we have these dev streams where I basically show the work process and everybody can ask the questions they want, and I'll try to answer all of them here. But I don't think I want to specifically make a YouTube video about that. I think the tutorial part will be covered mostly on the streams. At least that's what I think for now. The code on the left is hidden by the chat. You are indeed right, but let me think. How do we do that? Actually, I think we can hide the chat for now, because it's not the mixed chat anyway, so it kind of defeats the purpose a little bit. Give me a second. If I do this... Boop. Okay. Yeah, I can still see both chats, so don't be sad. Don't you worry. I still see both of the chats. It's just that one of them will not be displayed. And I'll also make my pretty face a little smaller. And the subscriber goal as well. Give me a second. Face and the frame. And if I... Nope, that didn't work. Of course it didn't. Nope, that didn't work either. What if I... I was pretty sure I was able to do that. To, like, scale them both at the same time. Anyways. I don't think that's the main problem. And worst case, what I can do is I can take this and I can move it maybe here. I think that should be best, right? Or should I just move it here maybe? Where do you think would be the best? In the middle, on the left, or on the right? I would like to know what you guys think, because you're the ones watching it. Left, the middle works, middle, left, middle. Okay, then we can try it in the middle for now. If there will be a scene where you can't see something because of that, I keep forgetting, because on my screen I don't have my face. I have to look in OBS specifically or on the stream to kind of remind myself of that. And since I'm quite new to streaming, it gets out of my head, so please remind me if something is not visible, okay? Now we can get back to the work. We need a reference to the bullet spawn transform. That's basically where the point where the bullet pops off from. Where do I have a reference to it though? It should be in the soldier controller if I'm not mistaken. So if we go here, yeah, we're passing, yeah, that's the value that we want to make public now. Okay, that should solve all the issues here. Yes, it does. And I'm pretty sure we'll have to reassign the values in the inspector because I just changed the values from private to public. So let's give it a quick look. If we look at the soldier prefab, we go to the Greg controller. Yes, so the gym and the bullet spawn are not assigned anymore, it seems. We can change this one quite easily. Bullet spawn transform, we assign this one to Greg, and now we do the same for Pogo. Okay, the only thing that would take us some manual work, and that's because of the way it's implemented, I now have to delete all those gyms because I don't want to make the changes separate in all of them. So I'll go to our main gym, and here to Greg I will assign his gym, and to Pogo I'll assign the same gym. The reason I want to do that in the first gym and then recopy all of them is because now when I double it and I go to Greg or Pogo controller, the gym thing is already assigned and it's the actual gym, not the first one. And I can't do that from the prefab because, yeah, prefab isn't child of any gym just yet. It has to be spawned first. So, sorry, forget everything that I just said. Let's bring back all the other gyms. I think there is a possibility to make that work as well. Because I have the gyms themselves as a prefab. So in theory, if I go here and I assign the gyms from here, that should also make it work for every single instance of the gym. So let's choose a random one like this one. And yes, indeed, Greg and Pogo have the gym attached. Nice. So I don't even need to get rid of all my gyms because I forgot I made them as a prefab, which is quite convenient actually. Hey, Milkman, welcome to the stream. So do Greg Pogo have different weapons? How do they work? Sorry, I'm a little laggy. Well, the idea is they will have, I mean, the visual model of the weapon will be exactly the same. Or maybe I'll change it for the video aspect, not for the stream. Currently, they just have a placeholder M4 in their hands. So that part doesn't really change for now. It most probably will change in the video. However, they have different abilities. So first of all, Pogo will be able to shoot, like a shotgun, 3 bullets that spread in different directions, which should make it way more difficult to dodge them, while Greg, on the other hand, will be able to shoot 3 bullets straight in a line, which if all of them hit you, you're just instantly dead, most probably, in most of the times. So the agents are able to shoot a bullet, are able to use that skill that I've just mentioned, or are able to dodge the bullets. So they have a dodge ability, which also differs. So Greg has longer dodges, but are more pricey and with longer delay, while Pogo has shorter distance dodges, but he can use them way more often. So that should bring us to two AI that seemingly have similar abilities, more or less, but have a complete different playstyle. And it should be way more dynamic than the AI wars are, because in the AI wars it's more about positioning and interaction with your teammates. So it's mostly it's like just overwhelm your opponent with your entire team, while here it will be more like dodging the bullets and finding those tricky angles and so on. Sorry for asking the same question, but I'm curious. Do you know what Scratch is? If you mean the action, it's this. But yeah, I know the programming language Scratch. I never worked in it, but I do know about its existence, if that's what you're asking. I get scratched all the time. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What's up? What's up, DKING Pink? That's a difficult name to read, but I think I did it. Control Z is our hope and savior, indeed. Is it different than the last stream? Yeah, well, we will be adding skills and we will be training the AI to actually fight each other with some balance in it. Previous time it was only overpowering Greg and seeing if the idea actually works. It did work. We proved that it is working and the agent is actually able to learn how to dodge bullets and shoot the opponent. So now we're actually implementing all the interesting layers on top and we'll see how that works. Yeah, the coding language. Yeah, I do know Scratch as the coding language. Okay. We read the chat, so now it is time to continue with our work. So now we'll start the coroutine whenever the secondary attack is called. We'll call this coroutine and we'll set the time in between bullets for half a second. We will optimize that value later on. We'll see how that works. So now this thing, the secondary spell, is basically called from within the soldier controller. So this ability. And the cooldown is already reset, so we don't have to worry about this part. I already handled when it is called, so in theory, if we start the code now, we should be able to have the burst fire on Greg, but since it's Zuzelo apps, nothing works from the first try, so... Oh, actually, it did! It did work from the first try. As I said, we have to figure out a better timing. Half a second turns out to be way too long. We'll set it to maybe 0.2. So in theory, all 3 bullets should be shot in like 0.6 seconds. In theory. Shotgun is probably stronger, my prediction, because close range the damage bomb burst is somewhat dodgeable, maybe. I think it would depend on the situation, actually. I think it would heavily depend on the situation. So yeah, they can shoot 1 bullet at a time, or Greg can actually use the burst. And let's check if the cooldown is working primarily. So it has a 3-second cooldown for its spell. And yes, I'm pressing now, it doesn't get triggered until the cooldown is actually loaded. So that's good, but again, I have a feeling I want the burst to be twice as fast. Because I want it like... let's see. Is this just a project or are you going to advance it? Have any... well... That's basically the next video. We're currently working on the next Zelops video. And I'll actually tell you more about it. Whenever this project and the video is out, I'm gonna use the things I've learned in this project in terms of AI dynamic fights, because that was one of the core things I wanted to test, whether that idea that I had will actually work. It seems to be working, and then I'm gonna have a whole tournament, basically, between AI with like score brackets and so on, and there won't be 2 AI with 2 spells. I'm planning something like 14 different AI with 14 different spells, so that's gonna be quite interesting. Until then, you could easily see that one burst hits, and that's enough to kill our Pogo. Easy. So from one burst, he is indeed dead, which basically will mean he has to figure out how to dodge that. Mash Toast, welcome to the stream. Thanks for the follow. And we're currently at 36 already. That's nice. That means 14 more, and we get the affiliate program. Hey, let's go. Hey, Trippin Murphy, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for the follow. Yo, what's up? What's up? Tournament games best of 3 or single match? No. Tournament games, Oh, actually, that's a good question. Yeah, I think it will be best of 3. It will depend highly on the speed that the matches will be. It's like, if it takes like 6 seconds on average for the match to complete, then most probably I'll make a best of 3. If it's like around a minute per match, I think I'll leave it at 1. Because imagine this, if we have 16 people, that will mean 8 matches in the first bracket, 4 matches in the second bracket, 2 matches in the last one, and then 1 more match. So that, what, like 15 matches? And if they are 1 minute each, it will equivalent to like 15 minutes of content purely based on the matches. And I still have to like present the environment and so on. And I don't want to stretch it to like 30 minutes. Mainly because I will die during the editing process. How do you gray out variables? That's a good question. Basically, I made myself a set of packages for Unity. So if we go to Unity custom packages, I have a set of different packages that I'm using, and one of them is the read-only Unity package. I'll post it on Discord in case people are willing to use it as well. Because I find it quite useful, and I'm using it almost every single time when I'm making a project. So I'll post it on Discord for now. Read-only Unity package. In case you're wondering what the Discord channel is, you can write ! Discord in chat, and the bot should be able to tell you the Discord. Where I'll post it in a bit. But basically the idea is simple. All I have to do, now that I have the package implemented, all I have to do is choose a variable and add the read-only attribute. And that's basically what makes it grayed out. And I use this for all the values I know I don't want to change in the inspector, but I still want to see them in the inspector. So it's quite handy. And one second, give me one single second. Yeah, the Discord seems to still be broken on YouTube because the stupid bot refuses to work. Here is the Discord link, and I've posted it on Twitch as well. Yeah, it's using the same bot, which refuses to work on YouTube for me for some reasons. Hopefully we'll get that working in nearby time. All right. That was the question about this. The coding language. Have any of you heard of Dingbat from? No, I didn't. So it's gonna be an AI fighting tournament, indeed. I doubt anyone here can understand Windins without a translator. I'm not even sure who that is. All right, we did implement this. The burst is working, and it was quite simple, wasn't it? And guess what? The burst, like the shotgun spread, shouldn't be too difficult either. The only thing we would need to do is to check the method that's responsible for spawning the bullets. And as you can see, currently it basically spawns them here. We spawn the bullet, and then we set the bullet here. And we don't change the rotation of the bullet in any shape or form. All that we do is the bullet always flies forward. The only thing that we actually have to do to make this work is to make the first bullet rotate to the left a little bit, and the right bullet rotate right a little bit. And then when they move forward, we'll basically have the spread that we really need. So let's see. Whenever we set the bullet, let's say fire bullet will have a boolean is spread, and we'll set it by default to false, so we don't have to pass it wherever every single time. And we'll pass that here, So we'll request a boolean is spread, and we will see. Okay, if is spread, actually I think it's even easier. I think we're gonna handle it not here, we will handle it in the skill part. So here we'll just say float rotation angle equals null, so we don't have to, or not null, 0, whatever. So we don't have to assign the value every single time. And when we do set bullet, we will pass this value, rotation angle, and what we can do now is bullet.transform.Euler angles, and this rotation angle. No, actually, it's gonna be new vector 3, because the first value doesn't change. We want to rotate it only by the y-axis, so we'll have something like this. And now here we need the float rotation angle. And just like this, I believe it should be working. Transform, not this, but local Euler angles, because we don't want to change it globally. So without changing anything, I believe it should work the same way it used, without altering the rotation of the bullet. If it will change something, we'll have to figure it out, but let me quickly check that we didn't break anything by this small change, and that's actually quite yeah, you see, we did break it a little bit, because now the bullet rotation is set to 0 every single time we're shooting, and we don't really want that. So what we are going to do is we're gonna set the rotation properly. Oh yeah, sorry. Basically, here is what I was setting the rotation initially. That's basically me saying that the bullets forward should be the exact same as the soldiers forward, which makes sense. So that basically shoots in the same direction. And I want to do this, and then I want to add a rotation angle to that bullet. So I want to do bullet.transform.Euler angles plus equals a new vector 3 that has 0 on the first value, a rotation angle on the second value, and a 0 on this one. So now, by default, it should work the exact same way it used to a few minutes ago. Let's quickly check. Can you do a live stream of you trying out people's projects on Scratch, the programming language? I'll have to look into that. I mean, I've been always quite skeptical of opening various projects, to be honest, on my PC. If it's some browser thing, it should be fine. But if it would be downloading and starting something on my PC, I would be quite hesitant about it, if I'm being honest. Because, yeah, it's enough for one person to want to mess up with that. And, yeah, I'm not that versatile in computer security to be able to mitigate or notice the issue if it appears. It would be fun to do that, though, if we can maybe check them on a browser or something, or on a sandbox, so we make sure that everything is legit. That would be quite cool, because I would be really willing to play your games, to try out what you guys are making. And making that on stream would be even more interesting. So yeah, it seems to be working fine now, right? Okay, so let's see what the chat is saying, and then we can move forward to the actual spread of the bullets. Zello, will the AIs in the tournament have each different skills and weapons? Yes. Yes. Not sure about the weapons. Most probably the primary attack with just shooting one bullet will be the same for all of them, but each will have a distinct skill, indeed. Like, somebody will have lifesteal, somebody will have invisibility, somebody will have burst and shotgun fire mode, somebody will have... yeah, I'll have to think of them more. You can suggest them now, actually, but yeah, all of them will have at least one distinct ability. AI video idea. Parasites versus survivors. A creature Pogo would infect and gestate inside the survivor Pogo, then emerge copying its Pogo stats and killing the host and anything else it can. I mean, the idea is dope, but implementing and creating a simulation that would allow that sounds like a pain in the ass, to be honest. But if you want to participate and share your ideas more, today on Discord we will have a contest. The contest idea will be to suggest a video idea, because yeah, I'm lazy and I will just steal your ideas instead of coming up with my own. But yeah, basically I will announce the rules and the topic a little bit later, but overall it will be your ideas and I get to implement them. It's online. Scratch can't do that. Okay, if it is online, then I would be more than willing to check out your games on one of the streams. We can do that actually. I was thinking on Wednesday, but then I'm not sure if you guys will have time to prepare all of that, because I would need a list of like 3 projects at least to look at. Are you ever gonna make games again? That's a painful question. But I hope that I'm not lying to you when I'm saying yes, because I'm actually working on 3 games in parallel at the moment. Besides all the AI projects that I'm making, I'm actually working on 3 games in parallel. And on the previous stream, I showed the chat a little sneak peek of all of those projects, basically. Give someone an axe, make someone crippled, blind and infinite ammo, 0 delay and so on. Why would they make someone cripple? Why? What ability the fuck is that? Like, he's young and maybe within the next 50 years. Zelo, you can play or view Pupil project on Scratch in your browser. As far as I know, Scratch doesn't need downloading. That sounds great, and I think I'm gonna do that if that's actually the case. We would need to figure out how you can submit your projects so I can check them, and once we get like 3-5 of them, we can do a stream where I check that, and maybe I even give my advice if you guys would be willing to hear it. Zello, do you know the video game made in Game Maker, Undertale? Yeah, I actually played a little bit of it. I didn't finish it, I did play a little bit of it. And for that very first Penguin game project that got abandoned, I actually tried to implement something similar. You can still find the videos, the devlog videos on the channel if you really want to, but the project was abandoned, and the idea there was to have the levels, the castle defense and so on, mixed with the Undertale style of game, where you have like a shit ton of mini games. Caps is still thanks and no. One advice not to give, it's too laggy. Sure. But I meant more on like game design advice. I'm not the most artistic person, and I'm not the most versatile in marketing and shit like this. But to be honest, I do think my strong suit is programming. I think I got pretty good at that, especially in the terms of AI and game dev in Unity. So if you guys would be willing to hear some feedback on that on your projects, I could do this. Because I know not everybody wants to hear feedback. Somebody just wants to share their game, and that's fine. But in case you actually want to hear feedback from a person that didn't really release any games, only like 2 or 3 mobile games and 1 multiplayer Steam game. By the way, did you know that? There is this game called Snack MP, which is my first multiplayer game that I released, and it's basically a snake game that you can play with your friend, and it's a competitive snake game. Alrighty, enough of chit-chat. Let's get this thing working finally. So what we need to do now is we need to go to Greg. We did Greg. We need to go to the Pogos controller now. We need to go to Pogo controller, and here in the secondary attack, we need to implement his secondary attack. We will use similar strategy, like here for Greg. because yeah, we'll copy the main. That's the benefit of creating modular code. You can just reuse the aspects of it, and then I can just reuse that in a different project, and I do that quite a lot for movement, actually. Like the movement controller and the animations accompanying it is basically the same controller I made for AI voice, and I just keep reusing it because I made it well. So here we'll need to shoot 3 bullets, but the only difference is we'll have to pass an actual rotation angle. So the first one, let's say, we'll have a rotation angle of -25. The second one will be 0, and then the last one will be a +25. I have no clue if that will work, actually. It should in theory, but my workflow is try something, whether it's working or not, check, and then try fixing it. I would play a Pogo torturing simulation any day. Okay, I think it actually... So the first bullet flies there, and one bullet flies to the left, and the other one flies to the right. It seems to be working. Now, the only thing that's missing for both of them when they are using their spell, and you can see it's actually pretty easy, right? One thing that I want to fix is, first of all, whenever they are using their primary skill, soldier controller, whenever they are using that primary skill, I have this on fire invoke, which basically is an event that I check here in soldier visuals whenever it's called, and I make the fire animation in that moment just so it looks nicer. So I want to do the exact thing here. We'll have it invoke the on fire event. So in theory, when we're shooting the skill, and another thing that I want to do is I want to also set the primary cooldown past to 0 whenever we use the secondary attack. I want the secondary attack to block basically you from shooting the regular attack as well. So let's see if that will be working. And the very last cosmetical thing I want to do is, so we have this bullet spawn point, right, where the bullets are getting spawned from. I think I want to make it a little bit closer to their actual body, because otherwise it seems like the bullets are flying, are getting spawned a little bit too far from their body, which might enforce them to actually try sticking too close to each other during the fight, which we don't really want. Alright, let's give it a quick test. It should be working. I'm gonna take my leave, have fun, and educate the masses. Yeah, good luck, my dude. I don't think educating is the proper word. Taking into consideration my explanatory abilities, but I'll do my best. Alright, it does seem to be working. Now let's try and shoot Greg with the shotgun burst. Yeah, and they also have the... One second. I want to make them closer, so I want to see if actually all the bullets can hit our target if needed. Are they just passing through him, or am I missing like an idiot? That's what I'm trying to figure out. How much HP does Greg have? Okay, yeah, he is taking the damage, it's just that they gave him a little bit too much, and Pogo has a little bit too few damage. But indeed, it is working. So, with that, we basically have the environment set up, and that seems to be working. And we should be able to start the AI training, which is the fun part. So we'll do that in just a bit. Let me quickly go once again through the chat, see what you guys are saying. I'd play a Pogo torturing simulation any day. I like to think that any simulation Pogo is present in is a torture for him, but that's just me. Zuzelo, I know a primary attack. What about a poison field? The AI can throw poison and it does AoE damage. Yeah, that is indeed a possibility. Most probably when it will get to that project, we'll also have a stream deciding that. So we'll have like polls and shit like this. Talking about polls, don't forget to also follow on Twitch. If we get this number to 50%, I'll be able to actually make polls on Twitch as well. Not only polls, but stickers and other stuff. But yeah, we will discuss the skills, and all of you guys will have the possibility to share your opinion on that and suggest something. Pogo tutoring simulator is funny, but Turbo can fix the... Use a for loop for bullets, so you just need to change a value to determine the amount of bullets. It will automatically add the correct angles. That's right. That would make it more correct and actually better the code writing. But particularly for this stream and for this project, I think the core idea is to see how they are training and not the actual optimization of the code. Also, this kind of code optimization is more visual, like it's more for the programmer. However, you also have different optimization, like, for example, the way I spawn the bullets. That's called object pooling. And that's actually an optimization you would want to implement when doing machine learning and even in game dev. So what it means is, instead of spawning a new bullet every single time when the agent shoots and then destroying it when it hits something, what I'm doing is I'm disabling the bullets instead of destroying them. And once a bullet is spawned, the method is called, I first check, do I have any unused bullets? So bullets that already were fired and became invisible, like they hit something or they just disappeared. I check whether those bullets exist, and if they do, I just reset their position, set them back to active, and they work as a default bullet, which basically allows you to have a limited amount of bullets without having to spawn and delete and create a lot of garbage. So this kind of optimization is really helpful. The other one is already a matter of whether you need this complexity in your project. Will you continue building on top of it, or is it more like a one-time project and you just want the system to work? Which I think is the case for that particular skill now, because we'll still come up with new skills when it gets to that point. Hope that made sense. But yeah, you're right. Making a loop would be the correct way to approach this. I feel educated. Zelo, what was your most successful AI simulation? It depends. Do you mean in terms of complexity and that the AI managed to actually learn it, or do you mean in terms of views on the YouTube channel? Depends what you qualify as success. Funny Man Ray, hey, welcome to the stream. Thanks for the subscription. Alright. I usually use Lua, so that weirdly is impossible, or just so laggy. I'm back. Welcome Dimas, welcome back. Okay, now that being said, let's get to optimization. My question now for you is, do we make Pogo and Greg optimized? Do we make Pogo stronger, or do we make Greg stronger? If you're on Twitch, I would ask you to actually write what your opinion is, Pogo, Greg, or balanced, and I will know, because I can't do polls yet. We need 37 subs, followers, I mean. But on YouTube, I should be able to do something like this. Who is gonna be strong? Or actually, no, not who is gonna be. Who you want to be stronger? And the options are balanced, Pogo, and Gregory. Okay, so Vimosi has already voted for balanced. I'll keep that in mind. Thanks. Let's give it a few seconds for the people on YouTube to also give their opinions. By the way, I'm not biased in any shape or form, but before you vote for Pogo to be stronger, just keep in mind that he's the one bullying Chicos all the time. Now, do you want him to get punishment for that from Greg, or do you want him to be the apex bully in this whole AI family? We're creating the lore of the channel right now, developing it further, I mean. Chickles will not be added to this environment, no. Sorry, my sister typed that. Well, hello, your sister. I don't care, I want Pogo to win. That sounds like a Chickles problem, not mine. It seems we're having a close one between Balanced and Pogo. You guys really want Pogo to be the overall bully in this simulation, it seems. Not in this simulation, in all the simulations, actually, because... yeah, he was the one bullying Chickles. Poor Chickles. But it seems like nobody cares about that dum-dum. I'll give you one more minute to be able to change the tide of this voting. So far we have 4 votes, I believe, for Pogo, 3 votes for Balanced, and we have also another vote for Balanced from Twitch, so it's technically 4 on 4. Greg is the apex predator. Currently, we have a tie between Balanced and Pogo. I know the percentages are showing different, but we also remember we have the voting on Twitch as well, so keep that in mind. It seems there are more votes coming in for Pogo. All right, it seems like the votes are quite divided. Mostly it's between making Pogo strong and making Greg balanced. So here is what we're gonna do. Okay, let's end the poll. Here is what we're gonna do. First, we'll go to both of them and set the default stats, right? So 100 HP and 50 damage. We'll go to Pogo now. We'll do the same, 100 HP, 50 damage. Good. Now, what we have now is identical agents. The only distinction is the skill that they have. So Pogo has the shotgun spread and Greg has the burst. Second of all, the dodge distances and dodge cooldowns. So Pogo has a dodge cooldown of 1 and the cost of 25, while the dodge force is 100, which while Greg has a dodge force of 300, a stamina cost of 50, and a cooldown of 2. So much longer time between the dodges, but overall longer dodges for Greg. Which means Pogo technically is much more dynamic. Pogo has the dynamic advantage, and we will keep that. We will keep this kind of advantage, and while preserving the health and damage to be the same. So we'll say, okay, your health and damage is the same, but we will make it in our minds more optimized, or not even optimized, but overall better, because when in my head at least, in an environment where the whole point is to dodge bullets, the better you can dodge, the better. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Basically, Pogo will still have this tad bit of advantage of having the possibility to dodge more, and even though it's on shorter distances, it's still enough to dodge the bullet. And it will have to dodge against the burst. So in theory, it's also easier for him to dodge the ability. That makes me believe and makes me quite confident in the fact that based on the stats, Pogo has the advantage. Now the question is that true, and what are the strategies they're going to learn? Do they have the same hitbox? Yeah, the hitbox is also the same. I think so, actually. That's a good question. Let me check. So we have Greg with a hitbox of a radius 0.2, and we have Pogo. Technically, Pogo is a little bit chunkier, And in terms of hitbox as well, he has like 0.06 radius more on his hitbox. so yeah, a little bit chunkier. Or huskier, whatever the word is. Okay, make Greg burst bullets have a very small spread. Right. That seems to be good for the balance. We will start the training now. We'll see how that goes, and if we see something that we want to change, we will do that as well. In order to start the training, we will run Anaconda, which is basically the CMD for doing machine learning stuff. That's if put basically in simple words. Because in more difficult words, I don't know how to explain it. And in the Anaconda, what we have to do is go to the folder we're working in, right? Inside this folder, we have to basically activate the virtual environment. And specifically for that, I have a cheat sheet that I showed in my previous streams as well. This is my machine learning cheat sheet, so I don't have to type the commands every single time. This is the command to activate the virtual environment. I didn't go to the correct folder. I went a folder too far. I need to be in the AI Dodger. And now I can activate the virtual environment. And now I can even start trading. Test skill 1.0, that's the run ID name. I did explain most of it the previous time, so we choose the config file, which basically are the settings for the guy's brain. The time scale is how fast the environment is going to move, and then we have the run ID and the test skill. We should be able to start the training now based on these settings. And let's give it a try. Add recoil to shotgun. Well, the thing for the shotgun and recoil, all the agents currently shoot the bullets on the same height. Like there is no bullet fall or like trajectory or whatever. So the recoil won't really help. Instead, what I can do is increase the cooldown after the shotgun. So basically, he won't be able to shoot 5 seconds after the shotgun. That is a possibility, and we might implement that if we decide that one of them is way too overpowered. What's Pogo's very food? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Movement equals yes. Gisela, since Pogo has a slight advantage, you can balance it more by either making the bullet spread has less accuracy or make Greg's burst bullet have some spread. True. What I'm thinking is, and how I usually approach this kind of changes, I would let them train for, I don't know, a few hours usually. And then I would see some of the results. And based on those results, I'll make sure, because here is the thing with machine learning. You can have a logical assumption based on that, a calculated guess, an educated guess on something, and it will prove to be completely wrong just because the AI came up with some weird strategy. Like, why the fuck did the Chickles in the last AI Learns to Survive video, why the fuck was he running all the time with his back? I have no clue. I didn't code that. I didn't motivate him to move in any of directions. Like he had free choice of movement. Yet for some freaking weird reason, he decided it's much better to run with his back. And you would think maybe rotating was too slow, so he decided to run with his back when something is behind him. But no, even if the object he needs to go is in front of him, he would go with his back, make a circle, and get to that point. So for my logic, that doesn't make too much sense. Yet for the AI, that somehow made a lot of sense, and that was the decision and the actions it decided are the best. So now we can have an educated guess that since Pogo has a little more benefits, he will be stronger. But that might not be the case. Who knows? Maybe Greg will come up with a strategy where he just rushes right next to Pogo every time, so he hits the burst and one-shots Pogo. Maybe that will be the case, maybe not, because in theory he should be able to catch him. His dodges are longer, so if Pogo is dodging one way and Greg dodges immediately the same way, he should be able to catch him and then burst the whole thing at him. But we don't know. That's the cool thing about machine learning. You never really know what will happen. So I say we give them some time and we'll check how that goes, basically. In the meantime, I think it might be a good idea for me to go here, because we basically have them trained, right? It seems to be working. The question is, what do we want to do now? Because what I was thinking is, if we finish that earlier, we can try play something. We could give Minecraft a try. I mean, not a try, but continue with some Minecraft, or we can leave Minecraft for Wednesday and Friday, and we can focus on something else as well. Develop weird I can indeed develop weird behaviors. Rav edits, you're definitely right about this. Well, if it works, it works. That's the most programming thing you can say. If it works, it works. I think he did that to see any foe, if there were any. I don't remember, though. I think he did that to see any foe, if there were any. If you mean Chickles, I don't think so, because the way he would see is he would have a grid around himself, so he could basically see anything surrounding him. So he didn't really have any reasons to rotate or turn or whatever. Bring back the Twitch chat. Actually, that is a good point. Thank you. I appreciate you guys reminding me all of that, actually. There we go. Here is our Twitch chat. Does the AI know when their special attack is? That's a very good question. Do they? Collect observations. Let's check. Yeah, they do. They do. So what they have here is an observation of a division between the amount of time the cooldown has passed and the total amount has to pass until it's ready. So basically, what they get by this division is a range from 0 to 1, and when the value is 1, that means that the loading is complete and they can perform their action. So it's a normalized value that shows them whenever their skill is ready. So yes, answering that, yes. Greg needs some love. Okay, I'm out and then I'm gonna go back. So bye. See ya. See ya, Dimas. Thanks for joining the stream. That's what I'm saying. What are you saying? What are you saying? I'm rooting for Greg. I mean, Greg, to be fair, Greg is the only character on our channel lore or whatever that isn't actually a dum-dum. He did quite good at his only experiment at shooting Pogo. He did a really good job at that. And I mean, who doesn't like people that are shooting at Pogo, right? So I think that played a role in him being the favorite. Greg is love, Greg is life. Zuzello, what are their rewards and punishments? So here are. As for punishments, that's a good question. Of course, we're on Zuzello apps. Of course, both of them actually have a existence punishment. So for every second of their existence, actually for every minute of their existence, they will get a total of -1 reward or punishment points, whatever you call them. Then for shooting, just for randomly shooting a bullet, they get a punishment. but they get a reward for hitting and killing their opponent. So basically what that means, they get a punishment for missing and a reward for hitting their opponent. Currently, they don't have a punishment for using their secondary ability, which means they will most probably just spam it. They will learn just to spam their secondary ability, and we'll have to add a punishment to mitigate that. We can actually do that right now if you guys want. And they have a punishment for dying and getting hit. So they are rewarded for hitting and killing, while punished for getting hit and dying. Also punished for missing, punished for existing. So yeah, the basic set, the default set of punishment and rewards is implemented. Yeah, Chickles, weird. Maybe rotating caused movement changes for Chickles. Yeah, I assume it had something to do with the speed of rotation that I assigned. So maybe he found it too slow. But at the end of the day, I can only assume. I tried thinking about it, I tried meditating on that and exploring the issue, but I don't know. I know how to force them to run forward if I really want to. So for example, even in this example, why do you think they're always running forward? Most of the time, at least, they are running forward because where the hell are we? Because they can only see right in front of them. So you can see the rays. They can see only walls and enemies in front of them. That's why they will actually learn to be looking towards their target and walking in that direction. While Chickles wasn't really motivated to do that in any shape or form. No Minecraft. Go on your gaming channel if you play Minecraft. I'm not really using that gaming channel anymore, to be honest. Maybe if I'll be doing Let's Plays, that's where they will go. Or if I'll find an editor who will be doing great edits for my streams, that's where I'll post them. But for now I will only post the nice clips and shorts on the main channel. Will you upload the live? All the lives that I'm making are uploaded to Twitch automatically, I believe, and they are unlisted on my YouTube channel. I don't really want to mess the whole video log with long streams. So yeah, they are available, but they are unlisted, so you'll have to actually go to the playlist and click on them if you really want to check the VOD. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to, if there are any moments I consider worthy, I would make a short out of that clip and upload it as a short, maybe. That's what I did with my latest stream from Minecraft. I took one of the shorts that I found pretty funny and uploaded it, and it did actually pretty good. I'm happy because Pogo is winning. Actually, you're right, it's 7-5. I'm pretty sure it's mostly because Greg was running into the wall and killing himself, but yeah, just like Pogo did right now. And Greg followed right after. So that would be a funny moment for the video, I imagine. Why not make the punishment? Maybe play Gartic phone with the chat? Actually, that's not a bad idea. It's been a while since I've played it last time, but I do like this idea. Let's keep this one in mind. Maybe we can do that if you guys are up to. He has a gaming channel, why would he play here? I'm not really using the gaming channel, you know. It's a whole mess to try to manage several different channels. I have decided a long time ago I'm a better focus on my main channels first. I'm gonna improve, and once I feel confident in all of that, I might start playing with the other channels as well. For now, I think it just makes sense to focus on the main channel. Greg hater. So they are encouraged not to miss more and keep the distance. Yeah, more or less, indeed. Will you ever try other game engines? That's a good question. I'm quite a lazy person by default, so I really need to have a strong motivational impulse to check out the other game engines. So for now, I'm pretty content with Unity. They did step back from their predatory monetization practices. Hopefully they won't come back to that, but they know, I mean, the door is always open. They did fuck up quite hard with that. But the main reason is I'm pretty lazy to learn all the skills that I have, but in a different engine. And I don't really see any AI packages that would be even close to machine learning agents that Unity is offering. And I really like playing with machine learning and AI. So I don't think that would be possible on Godot or Unreal Engine, for example. IP address reveal when? I guess when I get doxxed, I don't know. Feed reveal when? Zuzello, will they be encouraged to not miss more by adding punishment for if they are far away from their opponent? Not like this. I mean, if they are far away and that actually makes them miss more, they will get more punishment for missing and they will want to come closer, but I'm not gonna constrain them to the distances they are fighting from. So, no, I don't think that would be the case. All right, while we're training, let's decide what shall we do. Greg is just spinning around a certain point to find Pogo and still spins when Greg finds Pogo. Yeah, I think we'll be seeing way more confrontation around iteration 100. So not for now. But let's do this. I'm gonna build the game because if you remember in the previous stream I told you if you build the game and start training the built environment, it's way more optimized and you'll be able to see that. I didn't change anything. I'll start the new training as a build and you'll see that the FPS is way more smoother, like twice as smooth. That's the first thing, and the second of all, I'll be able to actually play something or show something else. So let's decide what we want to play. There are several options. We can give a try to play Minecraft with the auditory, maybe like join some server, I don't know what, we'll have to figure this one out, or we can play something like Gartic Phone. Again, if you're on Twitch, I would highly appreciate if you write in chat what your preference is. As for the YouTube stream, I'll create a new poll. What shall we do? So here are the three options. Work on next project. So this is gonna be the first option. We'll work on the next project. Second option is Minecraft. And the third option is Gartic Phone. Okay. Starting the poll on YouTube, and if you're on Twitch, you can just copy one of the answers that I've suggested, and that will be your vote. I can give you a sneak peek for the next project. It's gonna be a beach fight. And not the one with the T in between, the one that people go during summer and there is water and there is sun, that kind of beach. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna tell you for now. I got this idea from a friend of mine, actually. Zizel, will you add a new AI to the roster so Chicos doesn't get left behind? You mean to the Zuzello apps lore? No, I think we'll stick to Chickles, Greg, and Pogo for now. And that's plenty for me to have diversification. Because the reason I implemented Pogo is because Chickles was like the survival idiot that was trying to survive. And I didn't want to change that. So I added Pogo. And you guys actually liked him even more than Chickles, I guess. And that became our like lab rat for fighting stuff. And then I was thinking, okay, for the AI shoots at me video where Greg was shooting at Pogo, where Greg was first introduced, I was thinking, okay, they need somebody to be shooting at Pogo, and they don't want Chickles, the survivor, or Pogo to be shooting at himself. So that's why I implemented Greg. And I think they kind of cover all the topics we might need. And I want to explore more the collaboration between these three idiots instead of making them fight in each of the videos. So we'll start building some family dynamics between them in the upcoming videos. Maybe not the healthiest family relationship they will have, but that will be a start. All right, let's see. Let's see what the chat is saying, and then we can complete the poll. Teach Pogo capitalism. Well, I was actually having an idea of something like AI learns to launder money, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think the drunk driving video was good enough for the. Why are you able to make a whole AI system in 1 hour, but it takes you 30 minutes to make a moving cube? Because implementing the AI part for me is not as difficult as creating the environment where this AI will work. Like, creating the simulation and the environment is like 80% of the whole project, and then the rest 20 is basically implementing the AI and optimizing the values, the reward system, and the observations to get it working. Okay, maybe it's like 20 to 40%, because sometimes it might be harder, sometimes it's easier. But making a freaking cube move, now that's what I call complexity. Especially remember, that was a 2D environment, and I'm used to working in 3D. So... But yeah, also it was my first stream, so I was getting distracted with the chat. It was difficult for me to kind of focus on both things at the time. It's still kind of complicated, but I think I'm getting better at it. Right. We got Greg Pogo, Blue Pogo, and Chicos. You're goddamn right. Well, we also have the rats, I believe. There was this labyrinth rat video where you had Ron, you had Boris. But yeah, the main family is out of these guys. AI learns to commit tax fraud. That's actually a fucking dope title for a video. I mean, wouldn't you press something like this? I would definitely press it. Add spinning fish in the background in your next video, cause fish. Add spinning fish in the background in your next video, cause fish. What? Zudello, will we make an AI to explore more complex stuff like playing a strategic game and the AI has to make the right moves and stuff like that? Technically, I'm planning on getting there. Currently the most complex, I mean, it's difficult to notice that from video to video, but basically I'm trying to learn new stuff with every project. That was like with the grid sensor that I've learned for the tower defense video, and then I used it in the AI survives video, which allowed me to do stuff that I wasn't able to do before. Like, I already have had the try at making a project where Pogo or Chickles has to hold something in his hand and actually bring that something to a tree, for example, and cut the tree and so on, where he actually has to hold physical items, and I failed. I spent like a week on that project, I failed, so it was never released. I can even show you now if you guys are curious. I'm pretty sure I should have it somewhere. I think it's this one. No, might not be this one. Trying to find it. AI Survive Island, no, that's already too early. Pretty sure I had it somewhere. Maybe I removed it from the list. Let me check. Yeah, I think it's this one. AI learns to survive with a pet. We'll give it a try. But yeah, I did try that. I failed. Same actually happened with the AI Wars. Like 3 years ago, I did try to make AI Wars a thing. If you look on the YouTube channel, you'll see that there have been attempts at making like a battleground with AI. But yeah, my skill at that time wasn't enough to do that. Which might be the exact same thing currently. I might want to do that, but I don't feel like I have the skill necessary for that yet. So yeah, here was my first attempt at making something like this, and that was like a few months ago. And you can see you have the axe that the Chicos would have to actually pick up and bring it, and yeah, he was failing to learn the most basic stuff, and I just gave up on this project. Also, he had to pet his penguin every now and then to keep him alive and fulfilled. I also made a whole moon animation. I'm not gonna... If I play it now, I'm not sure if it's gonna work, but basically, if you look here at the game scene... One second. Let me do this. So, if we look at the game scene, right? You can see I actually tried to focus quite a lot on the visuals as well, and I made it so the moon actually moves from left to right. I think I should be able to demonstrate at least this part of the project. Upgraded Titan Cameraman 2.0. Oh, that's a complex name you have, but thanks for the follow and welcome to the channel. Yeah, you can see our idiot has a log in his hand. I don't remember the inputs, but you can see the moon moving in the background. You can see the Pingu doing his stuff here. Again, you can move, you can do different stuff. The controls are not as nice as I'm able to make them now. He threw... Okay, he picks up the log. Yeah, it's... You see, he can cut, and the cool thing is, this is even less complex than what I made, because currently he doesn't have to think of picking up or holding items. He only has to approach something. So like now I'm just approaching the tree and it's already cutting, while in the newest video he actually had to have the desire and use the action of gathering while holding the machete. So a few months ago I wasn't able to do that. And after a few more practice with different AI projects, I was able to actually make something even better. So coming back to your question, if I'm planning on doing a very complex simulation like a strategy game, I do, but I don't think I have the skills at the moment. So I need a little bit more practice. In the meantime, it seems like the vote has been to work on the next project. I'm not gonna lie, that's a little surprising. I thought you guys would be one to play something. Sparky, welcome to the Twitch. I found your Twitch, nice. Why are you able to make a whole... that's... I read already this. We got Greg, I read that. AI learns to invest in stocks. I actually tried doing something similar to that. Why do we need a phone number for your Discord? That's because I used to get people that would spam or write some bad things. They would get banned, and they will just create an alt account and join the Discord. So this way, if you get banned and you don't have two phones, which most of you I don't think have, you won't be able to come back and do bad stuff on the server. Oh no, they have found us, run! Gartic phone. We have 2 votes for Gartic phone on Twitch, but that's still not enough because we have like 40% votes for the work on the next project. Do you have a certificate for this? Certificate for what exactly? Could you have taught him by feeding him the inputs and outputs at many given situations? I could. There were different ways I could solve the problem, but I wasn't experienced enough at that point in time. I didn't know how to use like the grid observation system, so that's the main thing that allowed me to create the new project though. How long does it take you to create an environment, train the agent? So it will depend on the complexity of the environment, of course, most of the time. By the way, thanks for reminding me I should start training here. Let me quickly set the training to start, and then I'll answer again some of the questions. Okay, we'll set it to skill test 2.0. We set the width and the height. We set the environment to environment 1, I believe it is called, right? Environment 1 indeed. And that should be enough, and that should start the simulation in a separate screen. And I'll be able to put it in one of the corners for us to actually see the progress while we're talking about different stuff. Let me see, I think I should do that from OBS. Hey, Prost Buys. Hey, welcome to the stream. Thanks for the subscription. We need only 12 more followers on Twitch and we'll unlock the affiliate program there. DHIA Learns. I hope I read it correctly. Thanks for the follow and welcome to the channel. So, I have it trained here. What I need to do now is, I think I need to do this. And are you guys able to see? Are you guys able to see? You should be able, I expect. I can put them somewhere here. Yeah. Can you see the values properly? Can you see everything nice? Or do I need to make it bigger, smaller? Let me know. Do we put it here, behind or above the chat? How do we do this? Where do we place this? Hey Zodella, love your vids and good to see you on stream. Hey Dia, thanks. Welcome to the streams. How long does it take for you to create an environment and trade the engines? Yes, I forgot about that. It depends on the complexity. Usually it would take me I think about 15 hours overall to create a more or less simple environment. If it's more complex, it might get to about 30 hours. And the training process can vary, but I usually try to aim around 100 training hours because that's when you get actually nice and interesting strategies. So overall, I think it usually takes me like 150 to 200 hours per project, especially if we also consider the editing part. Chickles is the dumb friend in the group. He is. Chickles is the little brother that the other ones make fun of. I think he is the smart. Zazelo, you have a very strong Russian accent. Makes sense. I'm from Moldova and my native languages is Romanian and Russian, so there was a period in time where I tried to kind of get rid of that, but I kind of grew fond of my accent, so I don't mind it anymore. Put the training in the middle. It's Dia Learns. Okay, sorry for misspelling the name. Dia Learns. What GPU do you have? I have a RTX 4080 Super. If you have a more powerful GPU, training would take you less time. Per se, yeah, most of the time that is the case, especially if you have an optimized system that allows you parallel training. For example, now I'm training like 50 models in parallel, I believe, which wouldn't be possible with my previous GPU. With my previous GPU, I would be able to do like I don't know, 10, 15 simulations in parallel. Basically, yeah, the stronger the PC, the better. But also, it's not all about the rendering. You also need a CPU and a powerful RAM. Because if I look now at my settings, if I look at the performance, yeah, I'm using 38 gigabytes of RAM in total at the moment. So that might be quite painful for some systems. Can you teach Pogo how to play chess? Oh, if you mean these kind of strategy games, then definitely. That's actually... Teaching Pogo to play chess would be much easier than teaching Pogo to play this simulation. Of course, I would need a chess engine system, but yeah. Yeah, 38 gigabytes of RAM is being used at the moment. Luckily, it's 1/4 of the powers of the PC has, so it's not a big issue for me. I can also stream and so on, but that is a bottleneck for a lot of people who try AI stuff. Angelique is 47k. Hi from Italy. Hey, hi from Netherlands. Can you teach Pogo how to play chess? Okay, it seems that the most people actually voted for the next project. You guys want to see us work on the next project, so let's do that. I have a feeling you want to see the sneak peek way more than you want to see me actually working on the project, but you are the one who voted, so we will do whatever. Let's see. If we get bored of that, we can switch. Or if the progress is not gonna be too fast. Because, yeah, once again, it took me 3 hours to make a cube move and have some basic collisions for some reason. Yes, that's what I mean. Or other strategic games. Yeah, like all kinds of board games. So here is the thing. It's not about the difficulty of the game, like the strategical difficulty of the game. It's more about the system complexity. So if you take chess, for example, it doesn't have too much systems in it. It like every pawn can move in a specific direction, and you can move all your figures, and basically it's the movement of the figures. It's not that you have to learn too many systems. On the other hand, in this environment, for example, they have to actually learn, okay, here is the position of the bullet and here is the velocity it's moving with. So the AI needs to figure out, okay, I am here, the bullet is here and moving in this direction. That basically means it's gonna hit me in like 2 frames, which means I need to dodge in that direction. So there is way more information the AI has to learn to correlate in this environment than it would be in chess. So for an AI perspective, this kind of project is way more complex. So from this point of view, making a chess AI would be easy. The main difficulty would be to get a decent optimized chess engine. Benny van Nederland. Yeah, I'm not gonna answer in Dutch because I don't speak Dutch, unfortunately. So I won't butcher the language. But yeah, I do live in Netherlands, but I originate from Moldova. And that's not Maldives, that's Moldova. Unfortunately, that's a small country between Ukraine and Romania. 364k is your most viewed video. I don't know why I said this, I just did. Yeah, I mean, it is. I'm still a long way until getting my first million video, but that would be a very huge milestone. Currently, the main milestone we're aiming for is the 25k subscriber mark on YouTube. What's your background, by the way? Game dev, web dev, machine learning? I finished the university, Maastricht University in Netherlands, which actually has a funny story behind it. Initially, the university was called Data Science and Knowledge Engineering. That's how the faculty was called. So Maastricht University of Data Science and Knowledge Engineering. And while I was in school, I wasn't really the person who would study or who would pay too much attention at stuff. And I actually thought that I'm going to be a detective because I was like, what the fuck is data science and knowledge engineering? It's the first time I hear those words. Let me try and Google that. So I did Google it, and I found all those stories about like Bellingcat, the data science company, they found out that Russians are having some sort of Arctic base because they were looking at the data from satellites and for some logistical data, and they basically found out about this hidden base in somewhere in the Arctic and blah blah blah. Then I read another article, again some company like Bellingcat making some discoveries again based on data. So that was my idea. Okay, I'm gonna be one of those guys. I'm gonna be a detective, basically. I'm gonna be analyzing stuff and coming up with assumptions, I don't know. And I like detective games. I played Nancy Drew, for fuck's sake. But I go there, and the very first thing I have to do is I have to write system out print and draw ASCII drawings, programming, basically. And I thought at this moment, until that point, I thought I fucking hate programming. I never liked IT, I never liked programming. The main part of IT I loved was playing games, not making them. And I remember this emotion I had. I'm like asking one of my friends that we just met, I'm like, bro, are we gonna have to remember like every single line of code? Like, do I have to actually remember that in order to print something I need to go system dot like this, system dot out println, then bracket, then this and that and that? And I was like, do I really have to remember this every single word? And he's like, yeah, I think so. So we basically just kept trying to remember this, and I remember how difficult it was for me to even just think about the most basic loop. Like, it was difficult to paint this picture in my head. And I kept on trying, I actually failed 5 out of 6 exams in the first half of the first year. And the drop rate of our university is like 70% in first year, only like 30% were going further. And I keep saying that it's not a good university, it's a good filter. Like, it did a great job at filtering people who didn't really care or didn't really want to. But it was very hard to stay, and somehow I passed one of the exams. I passed a discrete math exam and failed all the others. And that's the moment I was like, oh fuck, okay, that's not Moldova. Here you actually have to learn to achieve something. So I started spending almost every day, the entire day, with a friend of mine in the library, just trying to prepare for the retakes and pass the first semester. Past the first half. And I do remember I was like, I don't understand it. I don't understand coding. I don't understand programming. It doesn't make any sense. I read it, it kind of makes sense. I try to make it, it doesn't make sense. So that was my state of mind. And it literally was in one of the days when I was learning, it was like this. It wasn't a linear increase in knowledge until that point. It was like a revelation. It was something like popped in my head, and I'm like, oh, I think I fucking get it now. And I fool you not, after that moment, everything like a new way of creating the picture appeared in the head. Like, I started understanding for loops. I started understanding while loops. I started understanding nesting and like object-oriented programming, the reasons for that. And from that point, it actually was a linear growth. But for that revelation to happen, I was just brute forcing exercise after exercise. I don't recall the source, but I was just doing programming exercises with loops, recursion, and shit like this. And I can't tell you how desperate I was feeling regarding this whole concept before this click, and how not easy, but understandable, at least, it became after this revelation. So yeah, that's when, and I immediately started like playing in CMD. I made some ASCII game where you would, yeah, basically from that point, whenever I would learn something new, like a if statement or anything new, I would try to make a small game out of that. And then I slowly got to Unity and so on. But yeah, I thought I'm going for a programmer. Wait, you only have 21k subscribers? Yes, I do. Zella, tell me the next project, please. Oh yeah, I went on a tangent. Here is the next project. I'm gonna give some more details in just a bit. I understand nothing, but I will just cope, lol. Yeah, mostly like this. Pogo is 100% winning, by the way. Is he? Well, 9 to 10, it's more or less equal for now. First stream that I watch from you. Hey, welcome and thanks for joining the stream. I hope you'll enjoy it. It's usually Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, where Monday we have the developer stream. We're chilling, talking with the chat, and programming usually something for the next video. Wednesday is something in between, and Friday is a gaming stream where I usually play something with. And so that's the schedule. If you have time, feel free to join. That would be great. 4%. How do you have 21.5k subs? I thought you'd have more. Well, I'll take that as a compliment. I mean, honestly, I don't feel like... I do feel like YouTube started basically moving in a way more stable direction right now. Because if you were here about a year or two ago, the situation was way more volatile on the channel. A video would get like 1,000 views, and another video would get like 50,000 views. So the difference in the output was enormous. While now I feel like it's getting more linear. So yeah, and now I'm doing this full time, so hopefully we'll be able to grow this number together. Your quality is like 800k subs or more. Well, thanks for saying that. YouTube does disagree, I guess, for now, but also YouTube, I don't want to excuse myself with that, but it is still a huge part luck. Indeed, you have to put the work, you have to grind, you have to increase your quality, which is my responsibility and what I'm trying to do from video to video, but you still have this element of luck. So just keep that in mind as well. Make an AI for the... you made me need to translate. I did understand until the third word. Make an AI, and now I have to translate to English. Let's see what you wrote. Translate. Too difficult. But now I'm curious what it is. Create an AI where it can move every part of his body to get to the end of a parkour. I received this suggestion quite a lot to make like a ragdoll AI. Here is the thing. I have an acquaintance, or what's the word? Basically, there is this YouTube channel that I would recommend you guys check out. It's called B2 Studios. And if you guys are interested in ragdoll AI, I really recommend you check out this guy. He is doing really interesting and really high quality videos with ragdoll AI. That's basically his gist. So you can see he has like AI playing table tennis, golf, snowboarding, swimming, and all of that. He just has a ragdoll AI and makes him do stuff. I don't really want to get into his niche. I don't really want to start making ragdoll AIs as well. So if you feel interested in this niche topic, I would suggest you check out this guy. Hey Angelix, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. And we are now actually, how many? We are at 40 followers already. We need only 10 more followers and we'll unlock the affiliate status on my Twitch channel. That's pretty dope. What AI models you mostly use? PPO, DQN? Most of the time I use PPO. However, if I do have a really complex environment with a shit ton of continuous variables, recently I started also using SAC, so SAC. Those are the two default algorithms that the Unity ML agents is offering you. So those are the main ones that I'm using for my projects. But most 90% of the time it's PPO. Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll agree you deserve more subs and views. Thanks. We'll get there. We will get there. What a D-Day mission. Bro, these are basic words. Are you bullying me for not speaking Dutch? Are you? And we got a new follower, WTS Troka. That's a difficult name to read as well, but welcome to the stream and thanks for the follow. I think we'll agree you deserve more subs. Thanks. I know him. Is he B2 Studios? Yeah, it is B2 Studios. He has Rocket League. Yay. Zuzello, what is the new project that you are making? You live in Netherlands. Shouldn't you be able to talk Dutch? Well, not really, because everybody around me is way smarter and they actually speak English, so that does help me. It would benefit me to speak Dutch, especially when I was working. That would be a huge benefit. Not sure about it now. And bro, be honest with yourself. Dutch is a fucking difficult language to learn. You, instead of just having rules that you follow, you have a shit ton of exceptions, like a whole vocabulary of exceptions that you have to remember. This brain can't remember my own birth date, and you want me to remember a shit ton of words? Can't do that, man. But yeah, I accept the critic that I live in Netherlands and I don't know the language, and I get that a lot, trust me. Did I miss a subscription notification? If so, welcome, and I'm sorry for missing it out. What video are you making? Zello, what is the Bro, you're asking this for the 5th time and I keep ignoring you, sorry. So, let me present you the project. Okay, if we started with this. The whole concept of this project is gonna be Sandcastle Wars. Basically, we'll have Pogo, Greg and Chickles go to the beach. They finally arrived at the sea. They finally want to chill, and all they want to do is build sandcastles. And here is the goal. All of them will start with a 0% sandcastle. This is the sandcastle. Currently, it's only one of it, but we will have 3 of them for each, like for Pogo, Greg, and Chickles. One will be here, and the other one will be there, and so on. And the idea is Pogo, Chickles, and Greg will have to build their castle, and they will get a reward for every second the castle is built and is standing, but they will also be able to fuck up their teammates or their enemy's castle. What they can do is go to the sea, fill their bucket with water, then go to someone else's castle and spill the water on top, basically ruining their castle or dealing an X amount of damage. So that means that the AI will have to learn to choose between 2 actions. First one, repairing their own castle from people that are pouring water on it, because he wants to get the reward. And second of all, it will be to destroy others' castles, so you can actually have an advantage and win. Moreover, on top of all that, there will be like a sun chair or like a chaise longue. I don't know the word in English, like the thing where you chill on at the beach under the umbrella. So there will be this thing, and it will be only one of them. So one of the AIs can occupy the chaise longue. So, and while on the sun chair, let's call it sun chair for now. While on it, he will get twice or double the points that he would normally get. However, he won't be able to repair nor to destroy other castles, which means if he feels confident, he should kind of use the sun chair to also get some more points if he feels confident that nobody will break his castle in the meantime, or if he doesn't want to break any other castles. So we should be able to see various strategies here, and we can play with aggression values to motivate some agents to fuck up with others more, and others can be more defensive, where they prioritize repairing their own castle more. While others can prioritize chilling, where they sit on the bench as much as possible. So that's gonna be the main concept for that video. Let's see what you guys are saying. I'm here. Hey, Seldon, welcome. What's up? Well, this is kind of boring, not gonna lie. I'm going to go out and then go back, so bye. Well, see ya. I mean, that's not for everybody, so make sure you do something that you enjoy. You know, English has so many exceptions too. True, but the difference between English and Dutch is that I already know English. So I don't have to learn it from scratch. I'm pretty sure I would be frustrated if I had to as well. But luckily I learned it when I was a kid in school. So that's the main difference between those two. Made it so that anyone can make trenches if you decide to make the water able to attack the sandcastles. What do you mean by trenches? Like something that would actually prevent the others from destroying your castle? Or what do you mean by that? I have arrived. What did you do, guys? Well, we have implemented skills for our little AIs. We have actually made it possible for Pogo to shoot 3 bullets. To shoot 3 bullets like a shotgun. Yeah, you could see that just now. While Greg can actually shoot a burst of 3 bullets in a row. So that basically means one AI will have to be more accurate, while the other one will have to hit his target more. Because if you get hit by a burst of 3 bullets, you're dead. And if you're shot by a shotgun burst, you can't really dodge it. So that's the main difference between the two. Also, as you remember from the previous stream, Pogo is able to dodge more but on a shorter distance, and Greg is able to dodge on a longer distance but not as often. So the guys are currently training. We can see that we're on round 32 with 40-ish simultaneous simulations in parallel, and currently Pogo is actually winning. Pogo has 17 while Greg has 14 only, so that's more or less where we are at. And the chat has decided we are gonna work on the new project, so that's what we're gonna do now. But so far it's been reading the chat mainly, and that's cool. I think that's also pretty nice that we get to answer some of the questions that I usually don't get to answer. I'm back. It's the shotgun. Welcome, Preprigain. Welcome back. Zello makes so the sandcastle can spawn sand soldiers. Make other sand castles. I think that will a little bit defy the purpose of that particular video, but I was actually thinking of making a similar simulation where, you know, those games where you have a castle, the enemy has a castle, and you just choose which kind of enemies to spawn, then the enemies go in a line and they start fighting each other, and your goal is to have your enemies kill his enemies and manage to destroy the castle. That's kind of a simulation I was also thinking of making. Wait, did you get the background music working? It is working only for YouTube chat, I believe. Preprigain mentioned it's not working on the Twitch chat. What is the creature in the background? It looks like an alien and a pillow mixed together or something. This shit? This little fella? That's a penguin, my dude. That is a little penguin that is changing colors based on time. It's pulsating between different colors. It's like a night lamp or something in shape of a penguin. And yeah, it's quite soft. It's made out of rubber, which means I can do like this stuff. Smack his head or Yeah. Squish it. But if you're asking about this guy, I'm pretty sure you're not aware about my other penguin. That's the cause of a shit ton of nightmare fuels. Get ready for a jump scare. 3, 2, 1. There you go. You made me do this. You made me show you this ugly motherfucker. Look at him. Look at him. Can you even see him? Am I pointing it properly? I hope so. I hope you can see his crazy eyes. And now, as you've noticed the lobotomy hole in his head, that's the reason for that. You do this, and now he's not scary anymore. Now he is just a nerd. Now he isn't as scary and dangerous anymore. You see? Am I even managing to show it properly? Am I dumb? Yeah, I think I'm dumb. Now you should be able to see it. Yeah. Trying to make that game right now. Oh, that's nice. Good luck. I freaking loved this kind of games when I was a kid, especially the browser versions that you don't have to download. You know, Tower Conquest, that's exactly it. Yeah, I think that's actually the type of game I played. Don't forget the deaf penguin. Yeah, not forgetting this one. The cursed penguin. I think you should make more videos about Spartan. It's like the middle child of Pogos. You know what? I actually agree. Because the whole concept of my, not identity, but like the channel's identity or whatever, it was a Spartan penguin. So Spartans were quite a big thing on the channel. I freaking love the whole lore of Spartans. But yeah, I think you're right. I'm just struggling to come up with more ideas. Maybe I just need to bring back the Spartans in AI Wars, because yeah, they were just one-time soldiers. They were OP. Maybe I'll re-implement a new version of them. Maybe for 25k actually. That's a good call. Because the first time the Spartans were implemented was as a celebration for 15k, for 10k views, subscribers, and for 20k maybe we can make another celebration and bring the Spartans back, and that will be like a tradition or something. Sounds good. I think you should make more. Yeah, Spartan was cool. One of my favorite vids. Thanks. That's nice to hear. Make an AI battle where they have to build forts and they need to kill each other. Forts RTS, I'll have to check. I don't think I know the game. Is the contest on Discord to get ideas? Yes, I will do that today actually. Make them able to move in groups and rotate, of course. Spartan should be an upgraded version of warriors. Yeah, I agree with that. Pengnerd. Kindly reminder that we are sitting at 41 followers already on Twitch. We need 9 more followers and we'll actually get to the affiliate program. That's cool. So kindly reminder for you to do that. So shall we start? What do I want to do? I think I'm gonna start with the most basic, and that will be some character controllers, because I think that's what I stopped on the last time I was working on this project. So if we go to scripts, do I have any scripts here? Not here. If I go to my scripts folder, yeah, I have the player, so we have the player controller. Every player will have the exact same player controller, so I don't need to implement variations. I don't want to have different skills in this simulation particularly. So we have the player controller. Now I want a decision requester as well. That's basically an update loop for the AI systems that we're implementing. So if we take a look at the player controller, we don't need this one anymore. Yeah, whatever. We should be able to see some code already, because I believe I implemented the basic part quickly, and the goal for today will be to get the character controller to work at least for one of them, or maybe for all of them, for Pogo, Chickles, and so on, because I want to use the same animations and the same animation controller. Zazelo, make an AI simulation where the AI can spawn units to defend their castle or something. Yeah, like the tower conquest thing that you mentioned. I think I'm gonna do that. The problem with this is I need to release an AI war video pretty soon because it's been a while since I made one. I also want to make this video, I think, with the beach. Then I want to make the AI Dodger video, so that's gonna be the upcoming video, hopefully next week or this week even. The goal is for this week, but we'll see if we manage. And there will be an idea contest on Discord as well. So there is like already a queue of about 4 to 5 videos that I have to make before I'll be able to implement new ideas, basically. Spartans are just two pogos stacked on top of each other. Yeah, wearing a very long coat, like in those cartoons where kids would try to buy a ticket to a movie or something. Okay, let's get it working. So we have the code, we have the basic run and rotation already implemented. I imported it from our previous project. Actually, I imported it from this particular project because no point on making a new one from scratch. There is no point in reinventing the wheel once you already did it. So we have run on ground, we have rotate. Just based on that, I expect it to be working actually. We'll see how it goes, let's see. Just based on that, I expect it to be working. Of course it's not. I lied to you. And the reason it's complaining is some index. Oh yeah, I forgot to set the possibility to move. It needs to have 3. Yeah, it needs to have 3 continuous inputs, one for the vertical axis, one for the horizontal axis, and then we'll figure out the discrete branch later on, and one for rotation. That's why it needs 3 continuous inputs. Let's see how that one goes. Nice, it's failing again, but at least now it should be a different issue. Yeah, there is no rigid body attached. I forgot to attach. Of course I forgot to attach all the necessary components. Why wouldn't I? We'll give it this one. We'll give it a capsule collider so it doesn't fall through the ground. Now if we look at our dude, we should be able to play with these values. We'll make the drag a little bit more so it doesn't slide on the ground. We'll make the angular drag so it doesn't spin forever. We will use the gravity. We'll set the collision to dynamic so it actually checks for collision all the time. We'll leave the mass the same and we will play a little bit with the height. I think the height should be at like 2, maybe like 4. The radius will be like 1. No, 1 is too much. 0.5. 0.5 is good because that will be the collision. That's not the trigger, so that should be enough. And now we'll just bring this one down. We don't need it this high. Yeah, that should do the trick, so it doesn't fall through the ground. And lastly, in the constraints, we want to freeze all the possible rotation, so it doesn't get affected by the physics in any shape or form. Because usually if you don't do that, whenever you hit a corner, your character will start spinning or it will change the direction slightly, and that will just confuse our AI, and we don't want that. Wait, am I seeing the whole chat? By the way, everyone... Oh, I think I wasn't seeing every single message apparently until now. Oh fuck, okay. For some reasons it was set to top chat instead of live chat. Sorry about that. By the way, everyone, there will be a contest on Discord to propose a video idea, so join the Discord. Oh, yeah, that's true. That is true. And it will start today, so feel free to join the Discord server. Alright, now, it seems like we don't have any issues with the observation part. I mean, it is complaining that it's receiving less observations than the vector size because it doesn't have any observations yet. However, it's still not moving, and let me try. Yeah, it's not moving because the move speed is 0. Let's set both of them to 10. Of course, it still doesn't move. 1 second. We'll do this 10, 10. And let's double check. Whenever here is the in the heuristics where I don't have any heuristics. That's why I can't control the player. Again, there is absolutely no reason for me to do that from scratch. What we're gonna do is just steal the heuristics from our Dodger project. With live chat, you only get the most recent one, though. I'm not sure about this one because I have only 3 options. I have top chat, live chat, and fan funding. And top chat is only some messages, such as potential spam is not visible. But live chat, all messages are visible. So I think that's the one I should be using. And that might be the reason why I wasn't seeing some of the messages in the previous streams. Because I think it's changing it by default to top chat whenever you start the stream first time. Well, now I'll not pay attention to that as well. But if we go to the soldier controller, we will have these heuristics here, which basically is the man-made input for our AI system. We'll just copy it because most of the things, it's gonna be the same. Now we're going to our AI beach, and we're just copy-pasting it here. That should do the trick. Now we should be able to move Pogo in any direction. We should be able to rotate Pogo. And yeah, then it will be just a matter of a few minutes to implement the visual animations to that, and I will show you how exactly I'm doing it as well. I really hope this... No, it's not working from the first try. What did I forget to do? What did I forget to do? Let me check. So it's complaining on row 80. Oh yeah, I assigned only the continuous actions, and I forgot to assign the discrete actions. We'll have 2 for now, so it just works with the heuristics I've just copied. And if everything goes well, it should be good. What are heuristic? I did not understand. Heuristics, or yeah, I'm pronouncing it wrong, most probably, but it's a method. There you go. It's this heuristics. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but this function basically allows you to override the inputs your AI is getting, so you can try them out using keyboard controls. So for example, here is what I'm doing. I say, whenever I press W, make the continuous action at point 0 equal to 1, and if I press S, make it equal to -1. And then here, on action received, that's basically where the update loop for our AI. Here, I say the Z movement will be the value from the continuous action at point 0. The X movement is the continuous action at point 1. And then I create a move vector using the X and Z movement, basically, and I normalize them. Similar with rotation. I say the rotation is the action at the continuous actions 2. And when the AI is learning, it will basically come up with those values, and that's how it will decide what it wants to do. And if I want to test if the code works properly from the point of view of the AI, I will create these heuristics where basically I tell what happens, how the brain is affected when I press one of the buttons. All of this works only when you're testing. During the training, that doesn't work anymore. Like, your heuristics are not not affecting the training in any way. So that's what the heuristics are. Now, yes, as you can see, we have the AI. It's able to move, it's able to rotate. The rotation speed is too slow. I made it to 1, I'll make it to like 180. So now let me just restart this quickly. So we'll set the player controller to 180 rotation speed and to move speed of 25, for example. Let's clear this. This thing keeps rebuilding the water volume, and I'm pretty sure that's because I have real-time updates, and I'm gonna turn them off so we don't get this spam. Yes. Okay, now if we start, we should be able to actually move the AI. Yeah, we're able to move in any direction. The rotation is still quite slow. I might want to increase this value. Oh, I think I know why it's not working. I think I'm using the move speed as the rotation speed value as well. Is that right? So rotate. Yes, I'm using the move speed. So if I change that to rotation speed, that will work. And just like that, we have a 3D model that has physics-based movement. And what I mean by physics-based movement, I believe I should have a collider on this spawner, right? Yeah. So you'll be able to see that once I hit that collider, it won't pass through it, it won't clip through it. Because with AI especially, if you would implement regular movement, like changing the velocity, changing the displacement using transform.position, whenever you get this kind of collisions, it's not as easy as you think. Give me another second. I'll move the camera a little bit more comfy for me, because it's difficult to aim, and I'll make the move speed back to 10. I think that should be fine. And what this gives us is whenever we collide with an actual object, there will not be this issue where between the frames your PC didn't manage to handle the collision or something. So that problem will be automatically solved. Yeah, you can see it's whenever we're hitting something, it's not vibrating, it's not trying to clip through the object and so on. So that's the main reason why we want physics-based collisions in this kind of examples, especially when you're working with AI. All right, and this movement will work for any player that we have, Greg, Chicos, and so on. But now the tricky part will be to implement the animations, and I'll show you how I do that quite easily as well. Just 1 second. In the meantime, I'll take a very, very quick toilet break, and I'll be back in a minute. Let's see. Let's do this, and I'm gonna be right back. Guess who's back? Back again. Alright, let's take a look at the chat in the meantime. Is the lifetime of a shotgun shell the same as a normal bullet? Yes, it is. All bullets disappear after like 5 or 10 seconds or whenever they hit something. Have you guys seen a video about an AI named Albert Learns How to Walk? Yes, I did. That's the AI workout. Yeah, indeed. AI warehouse. Idea from the Sandcastle game. Add an airstrike ability with a cooldown, but which also kind of breaks his own castle, so might be force them to sacrifice his castle to prevent the other AI to win. I freaking love the idea. Once again, it kind of defines the purpose, I think, of the simulation, but I might add something similar as a bonus clip, basically, or something like this. That sounds interesting. I'll think about it. I'll actually note that down. Give me a second. Let's call it Suicide Nuke for the beach party. Well, let's see what we can do with that, but I'll do that after the stream for sure. Good channel, first AI channel I watched. Zuzel is better. He's still reading the chat. I am reading the chat, indeed. Not enough content though. Yep, AI warehouse content is every 2 to 4 months. Watching AI warehouse is interesting. That's I really like their videos, the AI warehouse. The part that actually surprised me as a content creator is how a lot of people are quite fond of the fact that they have to read text on the screen. Because for me, that was one of the most surprising things, especially for their first video. Because, okay, after that, they already created an auditory and it's easier to promote their content. But for the very first video, I was pretty surprised that they could just get this many views without having, let's say, a voice on the channel. I didn't think that could be the case, so that was a pretty interesting revelation to make. His upcoming video is boxing. I want to see AI learns to perform lobotomy on children. No, you don't want that. Bad RAV edits, bad RAV edits. Where are you guys from? Well, I said already my part. It seems like that's more in between chat talk. Maybe could add the shark. It will move left to right in the water, and if a guy touches it, they get eaten by the shark and will be spit out. It's a suggestion, you don't have to add it. I actually thought to add just a visual shark for the AI learns to survive video. And yeah, it would be circling the water perhaps, but then I got lazy and I didn't do that. As for this project, I will see how the AI will be learning like the basic environment, and then I'll keep adding the bonus things if I still have time, like a shark or like the nuke that breaks everything. Okay, back to work. I think I'm up to date with the chat at this point. All right, yeah, so we have the movement. Now I'll show you how fast and easy it's for me to actually implement an animation controller. I have this asset pack that I usually use for humanoid animations. It's called Basic Motions. And I'm gonna just download some animations so I don't have to nitpick them from Mixamo. Yeah, it's this one. Let's quickly import. So you can see there is like a whole bunch of animations to use. They are humanoid animations mainly. Well, it's 4:20 in Las Vegas, so I'm gonna hit the hay. Like I said last time, it was a blast. Bye now. Hey, thanks for joining and have a good night. See ya at the next streams. Have a good one. Also, Robot, what's your playtime in the battle cards? Okay. I think I've imported the basic motions. Right? Yes. So here is the thing. Now, all I need to do that's the way I test it usually. So I have the player visuals, right? And here on the key child object of the player visuals, I have the animator attached. Now, if I will take some idle animation from the package, that's how I usually test it for the first try. I'll take an idle animation and I'll just drag on this object. Boom. Now, as you can see, it created for me this Be Kind sim controller, which if I open should have the idle animation as default. And as a proof of concept, now if I hit play, he should move from T-pose into that idle animation. That will prove to me that I've set up the controller correctly, basically. Let's take a look. And we can see that the idle animation is indeed working. So that's a good sign, because that basically means we're almost done, I would say. Look, we go to our AI Dojo, right? Because I already implemented this mechanics. Here is the whole code basically required for us, for our animation, right? We won't even need those two for now. We'll just take the update loop, and I'll explain in a bit what exactly it does. We will open here, we will open scripts, player visuals, and we'll quickly add that code base. Here, look, we do this, and it's quite simple actually what it does. We only need a reference to two things. So the first thing, we need a reference, and since we need one, we'll do a serialized field, so we see the value in the inspector. And since we only need the two variables, is the soldier controller. I think I called it the player controller this time. Yeah. So we'll need a reference to our player, from which we'll read stuff like movement direction, rotation, and so on in order to animate it. And the second one will be the actual animator. So, animator. Right. Now we just replace soldier with player, because we don't have a soldier here. We don't care for now about the is alive boolean, because our players can't really die. So we'll care about this only. You can see that what I'm doing is I'm setting two values for the animator. I'm setting two float values, X velocity and Z velocity. So if we go here, we should be able to see that. If you go to animator, oh, sorry, I made it full screen. Here you have this parameters field. And here we can add two floats. One will be X velocity, and the other one will be the Z velocity. So basically what this is doing is assigning the move vector X and move vector Z of our player. It's assigning it to these animator properties. And now we don't need this idle anymore. I usually create a new blend tree, and I call it locomotion. And that's where I handle all the animation logic. So it's basically, again, it's pretty modular. I'm curious if I can simply copy the whole locomotion branch from a different project. I doubt that would be possible, but just for the sake of experiment, let's give it a try. Because usually I have that part I have to recreate for every project, but let's just take this for example. Yeah, it's not working. So that might be even better, because I have the chance to show you how exactly that's done. So here you choose a 2D simple directional blend. That's basically how your animations will be switching from one to the other. And I'll read the chat right after I finish this part. And we will have a whole set of animations we need to add. I think it's 8 or 9. Can't be bothered to remember, but here is how it works. We go and we check the idle animation, right? Let's say this one. That's our idle animation. Now we go here and we say, when our X and Y velocity, so those two values, and we assign them by here. So we say X and Z velocity are 0, we call the idle animation. Then, when our horizontal is 0, but the vertical velocity is 1, we'll have it move forward. Then we have 0, -1. Then we have 1, 0. Then we have -1, 0. Then we have 0.5, 0.5. Then we have 0.5 minus 0.5. Then we have minus 0.5, 0.5, and I missed 1, I believe. And that will be minus 0.5 with minus 0.5. And what you have to see is basically this diamond of directions where every point will basically point to one of the velocities required. And once we will be changing these values, it will automatically choose one of the animations that's most suitable, and moreover, it will be a smooth change between those values, because in our code we said this, so we add a smooth time interpolation between the values. And because what's possible is, well, you can just do that, and that will immediately change the velocity x value, while if we do that, it will actually change it smoothly, and we won't have the janky movement when we change the animations. So all we have to do now is pre-fill this with actual animations. So if we go to movement, here it's easier if we go like this. Yeah, we have the basic movement run, and here we have all the animations that we need, and that's how they look like. Here is backwards movement, here is backwards left movement. As you can see, they are by default attached to a default mannequin. That's actually Greg model. But we are doing that for Pogo. So we'll be able to reuse then this animator controller for anything else. So let's see. We go here. Now, here we need the forward animation, then we need the backward animation, then we need the right animation, then we need the left animation. Here it's forward to the right, so we need forwards right. Here is backwards right. Here is backward. Here is left forward, so forwards left, and the last one will be backwards left. So this should basically take care about all the movement. And the cool thing is we don't have to call any of them specifically. We just need to alter those two values. And if everything was set correctly, it should work straight right off the bat. And let's give it a check, and then we can take a look at the chat. Oh yeah, it doesn't work because I forgot to assign here player visuals. I need to assign the player visual script, of course. And inside the player visual script, I need to assign this and this. So a reference to the animation, animator, and a reference to the actual controller. Also, Robot, what's your playtime in the battle cards? I like watching your vids and your explanation, but just like maths, I understand 10% of it. I actually have the same thing, and that's why I try to not go too deep into the math aspect. Sometimes people are curious about that, so I would mention it as well. Especially if I encounter some difficulties, I'll try to talk about them, so maybe others don't encounter them, but I feel you. I also, the way I do math is I do something I think will work, it fails, I go to ChatGPT, I try to ask him for help, that fails, and then I just try and fail until I actually get it working. And as you can see, here we actually got it working. We have movement in any direction that we need, and it gets assigned by itself, so we can see it even better on the game screen. So let's see. You see? The legs are moving specifically in any direction that we need, and just like that, we have made the animation working. But you know what's the coolest part about this whole thing? The really best thing is, if I take now the player controller, I duplicate it, right? And the only thing I change is the actual visual model. So let's take Greg, for example, right? I haven't assigned any material, so he will be pink for now, but it will be enough for you to understand what I'm trying to do. We'll use the exact same controller here, and then everything is basically the same. So if we hit play now, just check this out. If we hit play now, both of them, both of them have pre-made animations. Please ignore the shadow. I need to fix that. It's because the material is not loaded. But I didn't have to write any code. I didn't have to do any changes, basically. I just took the exact same controller and the exact same animation controller, and they are working perfectly for Greg's animation as well. So that's the main thing why you want to make everything modular and as generic as possible, so you then can reuse it. And if I would have Chickles right here, same thing would work. So yeah, we basically got the players moving, we got the players controller working, and we got the animations working, which is kind of the goal that we had for today's video. I mean, for the second part of today's stream. Question: do you like saying Suicide, Sudoku, or Minecraft the most? Minecraft. I think Minecraft is my new favorite. I think I heard it in one of Aatrox's video, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna use that as well, because yeah, I used to love using Sudoku instead because it's obviously wrong, and a lot of people would be like, actually, it's not Sudoku, it's Sempuku. Sudoku is the board game. And I was like, yeah, that's the point. But now when I use Minecraft, it creates a little less confusion. And I don't get the chance of being demonetized for that. Fun fact, the short from the previous stream that I made about Minecraft, it's like 13 seconds and it has 4 swear words in it. And the rules of YouTube say that you can't have swear words in the first 15 seconds of your video. And the short is 13 seconds by itself and already has 4 swear words. So that's my very first video that ever got flagged and demonetized because of that. So I guess a new milestone. Greg went from hunter to hunted. Actually, what is the situation in our environment? Let's make it bigger. It's still 35-36. They are pretty close to each other, I would say. Like 50 rounds ago, the difference was in 1 win between them, and now it's the same. So they're doing pretty well, actually. Surprisingly. Zo, I have a question. Can I make this type of AI or this type of machine learning or simulations with Python? It's been going through my mind because your videos are pretty inspirational. First of all, thanks for the kind words. It really motivates me to hear this kind of stuff, that my videos inspired you to do something, especially in the field of AI as well. As of, if you can do this with Python, the backend for the machine learning part is made with Python, so the short answer is yes, that would be possible, but the more complex answer would be, it depends on the simulation you want to build. So would you be able to create a game simulation in Unity of this complexity, in Python of this complexity? The answer is again yes, it would be possible, but that would depend on how versatile you're in Python. The easiest way, I do think it's through Unity, because then you don't have to focus on all the lower layers, like actual machine learning optimization of the machine learning code. But just for the sake of it, yes, it would be possible to create all of that in Unity as well, maybe in Python as well. Maybe some aspects would be less optimized, maybe some of them would be more optimized, because you're making it in a different coding language, and C# is a compiled language, like you have to actually compile the code compared to Python, which is a scriptable language. So some things will be better, some things will be worse. Just from a theoretical point of view, yes, that would be possible to be done fully in Python as well. What if you make an AI play a rage game? Will they be able to beat it, or will they never beat it? If the game is possible to be beat, like if it is feasible to win the game and it's not actually mathematically impossible, I would bet that the AI will be able to solve it, yes. And the rage game, I believe you mean some like platformer, like the Meat Guy or something like this. If so, then I'm 100% confident it would be possible to complete it. What else do we have? You can make machine learning with Python. I already did it. Yeah, that's true. You got it working, yay! Did you have doubts in me? Did you really think that if I can't make a cube move for 3 hours, I won't be able to make a pogo move? Bro, there is so much hidden complexity in making a 2D sprite move. Nah, I'm joking. I'm also surprised that it worked fast. Plus, I was reusing most of the code, so that's that's another thing. They had the link to make me pay. I want to learn how to code. I mean, having the desire is the very first step. Now you just need to start playing with stuff. I think one of the main advice I could give if you actually want to learn how to code, but you're more on the lazy side of the person, like, at least that's for me, that's why I'm saying this. I'm not sure if that will relate to you. But if you're more on the lazy side, what I found really helpful in learning, I fucking hate reading. I hate reading. I don't like reading stuff. I don't like theory. I like practice. So how I was learning is I was thinking of a dumb yet simple idea of a game, because those were the parts that I was really interested in. And I was trying to implement the stuff that I'm learning into those projects. So think of something that would really bring you pleasure to make, not the final result, not that I want to an MMORPG game. No, don't think about the final result. Think about the work process. Like, I would like to make a bullet spawning system. Because, for example, you're learning for loops, right? And that's kind of boring if you use the for loops to, I don't know, do some math or do some outputs. Try to think something, if you know that you love game dev, try to think how you can apply the current lesson into game dev. You'll most probably fail, but here is the thing. Now it's even easier to learn by failing, because especially for the more general topics like loops or while loops or some coding techniques, for all of that you can try something, you'll fail, and then you'll go to ChatGPT, you'll give him your code and you'll ask why the fuck did it fail, and it will most probably pinpoint you to your issues, and then you'll be like, why did it fail? And it will actually explain to you what was wrong, and it will explain you in a proper language. So I think that would be the starting point. Just think of what you're interested in. Maybe it's not game dev for you. Maybe for you it's some other aspect of development or programming. Think what aspect really brings you joy, and try to switch all the tutorials you're going through into that particular aspect. And I think that would be the best way to approach it. Roblox coding tutorials suck. I can imagine. They had the link to make me pay $99 to see any other coding they had. You just can't stand watching a tutorial longer than 5 minutes long. Like, I bet, no cap. At around 69 it's tied. Yeah, it seems like they're going pretty close to each other indeed. I didn't catch, what will the next stream be? So the next stream will be, first of all, it will be on Wednesday. What exactly that will be, I'm not sure. We'll make it like this. Monday is 100% developer stream. Friday is 100% gaming stream. And on Wednesday is anything in between. Maybe we decide that during the stream. Maybe we will play some Gartic phone with the chat. Maybe we will still do some coding. That will be decided mostly before and during the next stream, what exactly it will entail. But what I think it will be a half-half. I think we will start with 1 hour of analyzing the training results, because after this stream I will keep the guys training. So most probably we will do that. We will do an analysis of the training results, and then we might switch to some games, basically. Um, Thank you for the answers, Giselle. I feel more motivated because I'm gonna start learning Python. That's great. That's great. Let me know how the progress is going, and most importantly, I can't say don't get frustrated when it fails, because I do that myself as well. But try to not get demotivated by the complexity. Whenever you feel like you're getting demotivated by the complexity, try to step down a little. Maybe reduce the complexity a little bit. Because, yeah, it's basically the only time you lose is when you stop trying. As long as you fail, but you're still trying, you haven't succeeded yet. You didn't lose. So that's another small advice. If you want to make an AI, there is a tutorial on YouTube to make dinosaur game AI, for example. True, there are some pretty nice tutorials on YouTube as well for you to start with ML agents and so on. Who are you guys rooting for? For me, it's Pogo. I think I'm also rooting for Pogo, low-key. I gotta go. Good stream, guys. Thanks for joining, Sultan. I'm not sure if you're still here, but have a good one. We're gonna wrap it up in like 10 minutes as well, so... This stream, we have completed most of the stuff we aimed for. We finished the skill implementation for our main simulation, for the dodge bullet simulation. We have added the scoreboard. We also made the movement and animations for my beach project. So overall, I think we did pretty good progress on this stream. Gotta go too. Yeah, see you, Kinos Doras. Thanks for joining. Video idea. Make a night dweller that haunts Pogo in a forest and make Pogo survive. You just poked right into one of the ideas I had. That was to have a Pogo survival with Chickles, where Pogo will be basically defending Chickles from enemies, and Chickles will be ensuring that they both have food to eat and a burning campfire. I think that interaction would be quite interesting. Plus, it will be like a gateway project for me to explore AI collaboration rather than AI competition, because currently if I have multiple AI in the project, it's mostly they are fighting each other or competing in a way or the other, while I would like to try the vice versa. I want to try to get them collaborate. I want to integrate machine learning trained models into a multiplayer game, but not sure if it's possible. Do you know if it will be to run on mobile too? I don't think it will be too difficult to run, because once you have the trained model, it's not that big of a problem, and you can use the pre-trained brain in your game. However, if you would like to have a dynamically trained model, so something like an AI in a game, and while people play this game, the AI is actually learning, you won't be able to do that with machine learning agents. You will have to create your own neural network that is able to handle that. Unity is able to handle training only during the actual training process. But you can take the trained brain and use the already trained AI in your game. Yes, that is possible. And I'm gonna do something similar. Not something similar. I'm gonna do exactly that for my AI Wars game. I will be training the AIs for the video and so on. But for the game, you will be able to spawn the already pre-trained AIs and simulate your own battles. You won't be able to train them from the game, but you will be able to use the trained versions to simulate your own battles. Let's do this. And let me also do, one second now, let me take this scene. I'm gonna copy and let me put it here. Can I do this? Is it visible? No, not any full screen, specific window. And I need it to capture the AI dodger. Okay. All right. we can start slowly wrapping it up. Yeah, thanks everybody for joining the stream. I really appreciate the effort. And also here, kind reminder, we need 9 more followers and we get the affiliate status. So if you haven't done that yet, consider following on Twitch. It's free and it will help us get closer to the stickers and polls on Twitch chat as well. Yeah, for my next streams, I will once again try to get the mixed chat issue solved. I'm very confused on why it is complaining so much and why is it denying access, basically. But yeah, I'll try to get that working. I still have this homework to solve. Interesting. So it's like an API call to a server where the trained models are saved. It's not even an API call to a server. Whenever you train your model, you end up with this file. You end up with files like this. That's basically the neural network. That's basically the brain. So we have the Greg brain and the Pogo brain. And then what you do, you take your agent, and here where you have the model, you just give it the brain that you've trained. And once you click play from this point, it won't be learning anymore. It will actually use the brain. WTSS Troka, thanks for the follow. You just got us one step closer to the affiliate program. So yeah, you're not making an API call. You actually have a local file with the brain that you assign to your agent. Zell, yesterday I tried to learn with WoW, but quickly got bored and I eventually didn't learn anything. How do you learn the basics at first? I don't really like reading that much too. So here is the thing. If you don't really like reading and you just like practice, I'm not sure what is your experience with, like, where are you at this point in time with your knowledge. But if you're trying to learn some of the very basics, that's how you should scale your project, basically. My very first game, I started doing it when I've learned the first for loops. I didn't even, no, not even the for loops. I learned how if statements work. And my very first game was an ASCII game where, yeah, you basically could kill a spider, you could do some random damage and so on. And it was like a whole chain of if statements. I think it was one class with like 3,000 lines of code. So in terms of programming, that's not correct, that's not good, that's bad in any shape or form. But I knew I want to make games. That's what was bringing me fun. And I had this skill base that the only thing I could do is if statements and some random values. So I tried using this knowledge and apply it to something that I wanted to create. That's the exact same thing what I think you should try at least to do and see how that works for you. You should think of what you would really want to do and think of what you really can do. And try to do what you want to do with what you can do. And at some point in time, you might be like, oh, I want to make so the damage is not 10, but it's a random value from 5 to 10. How do I do that? And now, if you got to this point, you have already formulated the problem. The problem is I want to have random values. So you go Google or YouTube and you just check how in this programming language to get random value. And you'll see the syntax. And you'll be like, okay, so you just copy that and put it in your game. Because on the other hand, if you immediately think, oh, I want to make an MMORPG, you'll just get overwhelmed by the abundance of mechanics and things you just have to think about. There are so many things you haven't even thought about that need consideration. So I suggest try scaling the project you're working on. Like, what I'm trying to say is don't wait until you have enough skills to do your dream project. Try scaling down your dream project to the skill base that you have right now. Because the main goal for you at the moment is not to create a game. The main goal for you is learn, if I understand it correctly. So as long as you are doing something that you like and still learning, I think that's the best approach. So I would suggest you try that. And you could probably make a wagon with the horse to make it so multiple pogos can go out from the wagon to attack. Bye, have a good day. Bye, Robot. Good stream. Thanks, man. subbed, will follow your game design journey. Also working on a similar project and trying to figure this out. Just keep joining the stream. I mean, feel free to ask any questions. When there are some more vague questions asked in video comments, it's not that easy to give a proper answer to them. So I think streams are the best way if you, yeah, even, at least for me, that's the case. I'm not sure if that would work for others, but when I'm working, I want to have some noise in the background, and sometimes music doesn't suffice. So what I do is I turn Pirate Software stream, for example, or some other streamer that's live at the moment. I put it pretty quiet and I just leave it talk in the background. And that does help me focus on my work for some reasons. So even that could be helpful for somebody. But good luck on your game dev journey. Keep updating us. I would love to know how it's going. Yeah, what you're saying makes sense. Super insightful. When's your next live stream? Would be awesome to watch because I missed most of this one. I will be trying to live stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So the next stream will be this Wednesday. And the time is always the same. It's 11 a.m. CET, so Central European Time. Watching streams are fun. I'm going to stay here until the stream ends. Appreciate that. We're actually gonna end in like 6 minutes, so... This is actually the first stream that I actually really enjoyed. Thanks, man. That's really kind to hear. Thanks. You're underrated and your advice are very helpful. Definitely waiting more on your content. Thanks, man. That does add a shit ton of motivation, if I'm being honest. How about for Asia time? Let's check. While we're on stream, let's give it a check. I'm gonna do this, and now if we go to gameplay, so 11 a.m. CET to Asian time. I hope that helps. I'm not sure. It converted it to Afghanistan time. I'm not sure if that's the centralized time in Asia, but it says that, for example, 11 a.m. will correlate to 1:30 in Afghanistan, if that helps. But 11 a.m. CET to GMT. Let's see the default one, Greenwich. Yeah, so it's Central European time is Greenwich +2, basically. We'll see you there on Wednesday. See you there on Wednesday. But yeah, thanks a lot everybody who was here on this stream. Thanks all who participated in the chat, asked questions, and thanks for the kind words as well. And thanks for the followers. We are still missing 9 more followers until we can have affiliate status on Twitch, which will correlate to stickers and some other polls and some other possibilities. I draw more than code. That's actually, honestly, in current meta of game dev, I think artistic skills are more important than programming skills, than technical skills. Because just think of it logically. All of us get attracted to bright colors and beautiful images. So if you are able to create those in your game, you're almost 100% sure that it will attract some eyes. And while if you can't draw and you're not really artistic as I am, but you have technical skills, the main thing you can focus on is to make some complex mechanics. And making a complex mechanic would take you more time, I think, than creating a game with simpler mechanics, but that looks pretty. Because sometimes you can use basic shapes, but if you have this artistic feeling of colors and stuff like this and movement, you can make something really gorgeous and eye-catching. So I think, and it's much easier to learn to program than it is to learn to draw, at least for me, at least in my opinion. It was much easier for me to learn to program than it is learning to draw or all this artsy stuff, because programming is more learning, it's like more technical, while drawing is something fundamental. It still like digs into your creativity and so on, so you can't really learn all the aspects of that. At least that's how I feel. I'll be trying to tune in since I have school. Isn't it summer? What kind of school do you have in summer? But yeah, hope you managed to join. I think many people enjoy to watch epic AI work compared to survival, since I saw 9k in views to 110. True. True. AI Wars is the most successful series on my channel, but I don't want to overflood or milk that content, you know. I make an AI Wars video when I feel like I have something to show. And I also don't want to stagnate, like I want to keep improving, so that's the main reasons why I try to make different projects, to have like maybe some other topic will also be interesting. Plus, to be fair, the very first video that got a lot of views was AI Learn to Survive 1. That was my very first successful video, and it has been for a long time. Okay, I think this is a good positive note where we can end the stream for today. Once again, thanks everybody who joined, and I will see you on Wednesday. Bye.